None other. Young people, you may think you can't do it today. You may look upon one. How many of us have looked on others and said, listen, today I can't do like that one. Or this is even a better one. If they're going today to heaven, then I'm for sure going. Listen today, how many of you have heard them say that before? Friend, they may not be going to heaven today. It's why you have to get ready for yourself today. It's an individual matter between you and God. Today, it's not between your pastor, your moderator, what he thinks about you today, or what others think about it. But it matters what God thinks about it today. Friend, if you gain, the Bible says, the whole world, and you lose your soul, Sister Valerie, what would you give for an exchange? You'd give it all today. You'd give it all. Listen, today, Brother Baxter Osborne used to preach about, he was preaching a funeral one time of a very wealthy woman. Listen, had a lot of money here in this land, and she died, and he was down in Ashland, Kentucky, and she left a lot of money behind in great riches. Brother Ryan, he asked him, he asked the undertaker, what did she leave behind? What did she leave behind? And the undertaker told him, she left it all behind. Listen, she left it all behind. What do you mean she left it all behind? When we leave this world, we're not taking nothing with us. One writer said, naked I came into the world, naked I'm going out. We didn't take anything in. Listen, I didn't have anything to do with that. Listen today, listen, but when we leave this world, I want to be like these brethren that's talked about. I know the old couple, Brother Cody, had talked about, listen, today, Norma, about all my life. Listen, heard the sister shout many time in church. Listen, today, friend, there's reality in serving God. And young people, I don't want you to believe that it's just about today going to church on Sunday, and that's it. I want you to realize that. Listen, hear Jesus, He'll walk with you. Listen, in good times and life, He'll walk with you. In bad times and life, listen, He'll be there. Listen, I don't know about how you found Him, but I found Him to be, even in the classrooms, I found Him to be. Listen, today, friend, they'll say, we need to put Jesus back in the schools. I'm going to tell you what, friend, I don't know about you today, but I'm serving Jesus. He's in the schools today. Listen, today, He's everywhere, brother. Listen, today, friend, you can't make people choose Him today. Friend, today, you can't make people say that they want to be Christians, and that be okay. Listen, Jason, well, how do you believe that? Listen, that I can get Jesus in my life? Listen, can I fill out something that you may have? Can I fill out an application and get Him? Can I repeat after you and get Him? Oh, no, you can get Him for yourself today. Listen, today, it won't take no one else but you saying, God, I want you more than I want to see tomorrow. I want you more than I want to see the sun come up. Listen, is that all right? Do you believe that today? Listen, the plan of salvation wasn't meant for one man here on earth to dictate. But listen, it was given by one man that came and left already. Listen, and His name is Jesus. Listen, King of Kings and Lord of Lords. Listen, how much does He mean to you today? Friend, how much does He mean to you today? Oh, He's my bread when I'm hungry. He's my shelter in time of storm. Listen, today He's a rock in a weary land. Listen, no wonder David said, oh, lead me, Lord, to the rock rock that's higher than I. Listen, there is a rock that is higher than I. Listen, what does Jesus mean to you today? I told him last Sunday night, God has a plan for him. And I thought in my mind, and I'm sure she won't mind, Sister William, listen, I bet you thought, 21 years, Lord, you've had a plan for me. I've waited long enough, listen, to follow that plan. Oh, God, I'm going home. Listen, today, I don't know about you, but when her daughter went to shouting, that was beautiful news in my ears. Listen, oh, listen, you mothers don't know what it means to hear you throw your arms up and shout. Listen, it'll cause men and women to turn and say, I want their God, listen, to be my God. I want to go where you go. I want to live where you live. And when you get up in the morning, I want to get up with you. I want to go home with you in the morning. Bless the Lord today. A friend, listen, I want you to realize today there's joy in serving God. There's happiness in serving God. Listen, it's a real thing, is it not? Listen, if you gained the whole world and lost your soul, what would you give for an exchange? You'd give it all. You'd give it all. I want to hurry and get out of these Brumman way. Listen, I want you. Listen, Paul began to write. Listen today. He said, for I know that in me, that is in my flesh, dwelleth no good thing. For to will is present with me, but how to perform that which is good I find not. Listen, now if I do that I would not, it is no more I that do it, but sin that dwelleth in me. I find then a law. Listen, that when I would do good, evil's present. Listen, we believe God made both good and evil, don't we? Listen, somebody said, well, now why would God make evil? Listen, brother, God controls it all. Listen, somebody said, you mean God made the evil too? He did. He did. Today, would you believe that? Listen, oh, friend, listen, I believe that. Listen, when good and evil was in the beginning, wasn't it today? A friend, listen, I want to show you God that He gave a choice today. Listen, a choice to choose that which is good and live. Choose that is bad and die. Listen today, but listen, I want to finish this. He said, for I delight in the law of God. After what? The inward man. Listen, do you believe there's two men in this race? Somebody said, you old Baptists has always preached that. I remember when I was young, Brother Monroe Jones would get up and he'd preach on two men in the race. And I'd think, what does he mean? Two men in the race. Listen, an inward man and the outward man. Listen, today, do you have that? Listen, somebody said, well, they taught me in school, young people. Oh, friend, listen, they taught me that there's an inward man and an outward man, but that inward man's my conscience. I'm going to tell you what, friend, today's scientists will tell you that it's your conscience. But I'm going to tell you, young people, today, there is a small, still voice, Brother Carlos, and all teaching them, listen, and guiding them. Listen, is that right here? Brother Glenn, and he's teaching them, listen, in all ways of what? Of the truth. Listen, it's just not a conscience today. When you hear that voice saying, here I am, that's Jesus Christ today. Listen, oh, friend, listen, it will bring you joy when when you're sad. It will bring you joy when you're lonely. Listen, it'll be there in the dark hours of your life. It'll be there in times that you thought you didn't have a friend. Listen, is that right? Listen, but he said, but I see another law in my members, warning against the law of the mind. There you go. And bringing me, listen, into captivity to the law of sin. Listen, today, which is in my members. Brother, listen, God made both good and evil. And then he went on to say, listen here, we've all, if you're here today and God is in your life, we've all said this ourselves, oh, wretched man that I am, who shall deliver me from this body of death? Listen, I'm glad today we have a deliverer. Listen, when he was born, Brother Ellis, they cried out, there shall be one come, listen, today, and he shall deliver his people. Who is our deliverer? Listen, oh, Jesus Christ, He is a deliverer. He is a God of the living. Listen, He's not a God. Listen, that's going to die. Listen, over in Islam, they have a God that they go and they visit His grave and they pray to Him. I want to tell you what, bless the Lord today. I believe they could shoot the gun right now and I'd head to the finish line. Listen, here's our God. Yes, He was dead one time, but behold, He's alive and alive forevermore. Listen, I'm glad that the tomb was left open. Listen, I'm glad that when they went in and looked, they found it empty. Listen, there was nothing there. There wasn't nothing there. Why? Because they rolled the stone away. They rolled the stone away. Listen, who rolled the stone away? Listen, I'm going to tell you what. When our Lord speaks, it's done. Listen, oh, listen. And I'm glad that there was something left in there. Left in there. Them grave clothes, that napkin that was left there. Oh, brother. Bless the Lord. He left it folded. He left it folded. What did He leave it folded for? What did He leave it folded for? Oh, listen. Them Jews, the Jewish custom. Listen, they would take... when they would get done eating, if they were done, they'd wad their napkin up and throw it just like that. How many of us here do that? You ever caught yourself doing that? You take it, if you ever have these cloth napkins, and if you're done, you wad it up and put it on top of your plate. Listen, today, but if you're not done, listen, their custom was they'd take it and they'd fold it and they'd set it down by their plate, meaning, listen, they weren't done, they were coming back. Brother Orb, listen, and when they went in there, they didn't find that handkerchief wadded up. They didn't find it wadded up and left there like nothing. How did they find it? How did they find it? Oh, they found it folded. Bless the Lord today, friend, meaning that I'm coming back again, and where I am, there you can be also. Do you believe that today, friend? He said, I'm getting ready to go away, Sister Josie, but if I go away, I don't forget about you. I'm coming back again. Why, Jesus, are you coming back? Sister Rachel, because of this. Oh, I'm coming back to get my children. Yeah. That where I am, there you may be also. That's positive, Brother Glenn. They tell me Jesus isn't coming back again. They tell me that these bodies that we bury out here, just forget about them. There's nothing going to ever happen. I'm going to tell you what. I'd like to be standing by my mother's grave when the trumpet sounds in the morning. Listen today, friend. Every everybody will get up. It'll get up today. Somebody said, it's hard to believe that. I know it is. I feel right with you, brother. It's hard to believe. It's hard to believe. But when I get like I feel right now, listen, if I was standing in the cemetery, I'd just be waiting for a call. I believe that earth is going to roll bang.